The election campaign at Montreal's Concordia University always begins with a race. Concordia has been shaken by a groundswell of hatred and prejudice. And that toxic atmosphere has spread to other universities across the continent. What's at stake here is a lot more than the selection of a new student government. This vote will determine if tolerance and the right to free speech will return to Concordia. Tolerance was violently abused last year on campus.
So when we take your lives, it's not fair. When I took your flag, it's not fair now, but when you take our lives, it's fair?
An Arab student bullies a Jewish student.
It's a fucking disgrace. And I'm not giving it back to you anymore. I'll show you more.
Pro-Palestinian student activists are determined to silence the speech. Fists, threats, and curses shove Jewish students away from the doors. A former Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, is expected to address Hillel, a Jewish student union.
Write down the badge numbers of the police.
The protesters will do almost anything to stop it.
That obeys the orders given to them today to protect this
To protect this, yes.
Don't intimidate.
No, I'm not intimidated.
The Montreal police proves to be ineffective.
Fuck you, fuck you.
A Jewish student walks with his flag. The hostile mob rips and tramples on it. Concordia's security can't cope.
Please, come on. What happened to the one by one? I'm trying to do something for you. Please.
Unable to reach the lecture hall, Jews challenge the hostility with a song of peace. That sparks a barrage of hatred. The Concordia Student Union, the CSU, is anti-Israel, anti-Bush, and anti-war in Iraq. The CSU executive was elected out of voter apathy. Less than 20% of Concordia students voted in the previous election. Samer El-Atrash and his supporters occupy the main escalator to block entry to Netanyahu's speech. Samer is a major backer of the CSU. They abuse and intimidate the students coming to the lecture. The speech is about to take place, and Samer is resolved to stop it. So he challenges the police. While the violence rages on in the lobby, Jewish students and other guests are trapped inside the lecture hall. The university's rector is forced to cancel the speech.
At the request of both Mr. Netanyahu's own security and the police, he will not come here for the lecture. This is a sad day, not just for you.
No, this is ridiculous.
We want our Jewish leaders.
You go right now outside the hall and make sure that he comes in and speaks or we go down.
No, I think, would you stop that guy?
I would ask you once again to please take your seats. You're not going outside. The police are clearing the building. I am as upset as you are.
Yoni Patel is the president of Hillel in Montreal. He had invited Netanyahu to Concordia. He tries to insert a rational voice.
It is not safe for you to leave this room at this time. The police will be securing the building so that everybody can leave safely.
It's very important that we keep the order, okay? They're the ones that lose their minds out there. They're the ones that come and start with us. Remember that. The fact that we were here today is enough to show our Jewish pride. We came here to the viper's nest of anti-Semitism and anti-Israel hatred. 650 people, proud, carrying your flags. We went through their demonstrations. The police didn't work for us. We did it on our own. Let's not lose it now. Be proud.
My name is Michael DeGrappa. I am Vice Rector Services at Concordia University. I would like to announce that the event has been canceled.
Laced with the flags of Saddam Hussein's Iraq, Samer takes pride in denying Netanyahu and the Jewish students their right to free expression.
A war criminal is a war criminal. Now just because this war criminal happens to kill Palestinian people, that doesn't mean he's not a war criminal. That doesn't make him controversial. That doesn't make him interesting. That he remains a war criminal.
Netanyahu is not a war criminal. Nothing Netanyahu's ever did has come close to a war crime. That's an excuse. The real point, the real reason that Samer did what he did is because he couldn't bear for people to hear what Netanyahu had to say, and so they have to shut him up.
The Concordia issue. You were there. They tried to stop your speech. They rioted. How do you feel about that?
Well, I've encountered it actually only in two places, I have to say. In Concordia and in Berkeley, these bastions of free speech and free thought that cannot tolerate anyone who deviates from their orthodoxies. In fact, what you have is an implantation in North America of this same unforgiving fanaticism that says we will not allow the engagement of a contest of ideas. We will not allow free market of ideas. Just precisely a microcosm of the problem that we have in these societies that spawn and produce terrorism. They rigidly control what their people hear and see so that they can control what they think and feel. And this is the essence of the problem. If the real solution to this fanaticism is ventilation, the aeration of various ideas, then you got a whiff of the underlying root cause of terrorism in Concordia. That is the unwillingness to have a free exchange of ideas. The root cause of terrorism is totalitarianism.